Let us understand the method to solve a quadratic equation given in vertex form by isolating variable. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we will learn how to solve an quadratic equation, especially by isolating variable. Now, this is a very important process which will help you understand effectively how do we solve such equations. Many times you have equation in vertex form in which this technique will be adopted. So here are 6 questions for you to practice. We'll begin with a very simple one and then move forward with some complex ones using this strategy. So let's now solve the very first question, which is x squared minus 8 equals to 0. So let's rewrite. We have x squared minus 8 equals to 0. Isolating x means we have to take all other things to the other side of the equality. So it becomes kind of like this. And now we need to square root both the sides. So when you square root, you always get plus and minus. How do you write square root of 8? Well, that is also an important thing to understand when we begin. So you see, x is now equal to plus minus square root of 8. 8 is 4 times 2, right? So think like this. 4 times 2 is 8, right? So you can take out 2 from one of them, which is 4. So it becomes 2 square root 2. So that is how we have to write our answer in exact form. Perfect. Let's take up the next question, which is x minus 1 whole square equals to 4. So let's rewrite the question. X minus 1 whole square equals to 4. Square root both the sides. So you get x minus 1 equals to plus minus square root of 4, correct? And that gives you x is equals to 1 plus minus square root of 4, which is 2, right? So we should write 2 here. So transposing minus 1 to the right gives you plus 1 and then plus minus 2. So that actually gives you 2 possible solutions as we had earlier also. And these 2 solutions will be what? So x is equal to either 1 plus 2 or 1 minus 2, right? So if you take 1 plus 2, the answer is 3. Otherwise, the answer is minus 1. So both of them will give you the solution of the given equation, right? So we have our answers, and which are minus 1 and 3. So I hope you have understood the strategy. Let's apply this to the next question. Well, in case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. 9 times x minus 1 whole square minus 1 equals to 0. So let's take 1 to the other side. That gives us 9 times x minus 1 whole square equals to 1. Now divide by 9. So we have x minus 1 whole square equals to 1 over 9. And now we should square root. So when you square root, what do you get? You will get plus minus 1 over square root of 9. Since square root of 1 is 1. Perfect. So once again we have x minus 1 on the left side. We'll take 1 to the right side, correct? So we can now write this as x. Let me change the ink. We can now write this as x is equal to 1 plus minus. What is square root of 9? It is 1 over 3. So that gives you 2 answers. So we can write this as x equals to 1 plus 1 over 3 or x equals to 1 minus 1 over 3. Clear? So that is x equals to, take 3 as a common denominator, 3 plus 1, or x equals to 3 minus 1 over 3. That gives you 2 solutions. One is 4 over 3 and the other one is x equals to 2 over 3. So these are the 2 possible solutions for the given equation. Is it absolutely clear? I've changed this format a bit just to provide you the variety. People in different parts of the world use different strategies, and even their writing answers is also kind of different. Now here is another one which we are using the decimal number here. So we have 0.2 x plus 3 whole square equals to 5. First step, divide by 0.2, right? So we have x plus 3 whole square equals to 5 divided by 0.2. Now, think like, what is 0.2? It is like 2 over 10, right? So you could do that, or you can multiply by 10 and make it like 50 over 2. So I'm just telling you how to see decimal numbers, right? So make them a whole number by multiplying by 10, and this indeed is 25. A very friendly, perfect square number, right? So now let's proceed forward. Square rooting. When you square root, we get plus and minus square root of 25, and then we'll continue as we did earlier questions, right? So you can actually complete this one writing x equals to minus 3 plus and minus 5, which is square root of 25. So that again gives you two solutions, one being minus 3. You could write negative number first and then minus 3 plus 5, right? So that gives you minus 8, and this one gives you plus 2. So our answer this time is minus 8 and plus 2. When you write answers, you could have written minus 2, minus 8. Everything is right, correct? But prefer to write from lower to a higher number, right? That gives you some pattern. And this is a useful pattern. Now, very interesting question. X is to be isolated. To find the solution, the question here is 4 times x minus 2 whole square minus 196 equals to 0. And that gives you 4 times x minus 2 whole square equals to 196. And so we have x minus 2 whole square equals to 196 over 4. So both are perfect squares. As you know, 196 is also a perfect square. You can check by square rooting, right? So if you square root 196, you get 14, correct? And here you get 2. But you could also divide and then square root, correct? So when you divide by 14, you get what? You get 49, right? So you could do like this. So we have x minus 2 whole square as equal to 49, correct? Right, let's continue now further. So square root both sides, you have x minus 2, which is equal to plus minus square root of 49, right? Which is equal to plus minus 7. So we have x is equal to 2 plus minus 7. And that gives you two solutions, 2 minus 7 and 2 plus 7. 2 minus 7 gives me minus 5, and 2 plus 7 gives me 9. So we have solutions as minus 5 and 9. You may verify your solutions by substituting the values back. Perfect. Last question here is minus half x minus 2 whole square plus 18. I'd like you to pause the video, answer this question, right? So let's do the solution. So we have here minus half x minus 2 whole square plus 18 equals to 0. Now this is negative, so what we can do is we can take this number to the right side. So we have 18 equals to half of x minus 2 whole square. Now we can multiply by 2, so we get 36 equals to x minus 2 whole square, correct? And now we can square root it. So when you square root, so we get plus minus square root of 36 equals to x minus 2. Makes sense, right? And now we'll finish this question by taking 2 to the other side, and so we can write x is equals to 2 plus minus 6, which is square root of 36, and that gives me two solutions, x plus 2, I mean 2 plus 6, or we get x equals to 2 minus 6. So that gives you x equals to 8, I should write and. So both are the solutions, 8 and x equals to minus 4. So we can write down our answers as x equals to minus 4 and 8. Is that clear to you? Perfect. So in general, if I have something like a x minus h whole square plus q equals to 0, how are you going to solve? First, you take q to the right hand side, divide by a square root with plus and minus, take h and then answer the question. Is that clear to you? So in that case, x will be equal to, you have to take q to the other side and divide by a and then you square root and then you take h, right? So we have h plus minus, we have square root of, when you take q to the other side, it becomes minus q divided by a, which comes in the denominator, and that is what will be your solution all the time. You get the idea. So that becomes kind of all steps combined. I hope with that you have understood the method. While in case you want to learn from me, you can directly send an email on this particular address. Also check our website for the latest updates. Thanks for your time and all the best.